Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever faced a moment in your life where the odds felt impossible? Where the mountain in front of you was so high, you doubted whether you could ever climb it? Now, I want you to imagine this. What if that mountain was there not to stop you, but to teach you how to fly? Today, we're going to shatter the myth that obstacles are our enemies. Instead, I'll show you how they're the greatest gifts life can give us. By the end of this talk, you'll not only see your challenges differently, you'll embrace them as the launch pads for your greatest breakthroughs. Breakthroughs. Let me take you back to a moment, maybe it's a recent one or something buried deep in your past where you felt truly stuck. You were staring at a problem so big, so overwhelming that it felt like the walls were closing in. Maybe it was a financial crisis, a failed relationship, a career setback, or even a personal struggle no one else could see. We've all been there. In that moment, it's easy to feel powerless, to believe that the obstacle in front of you is insurmountable. But here's the truth, most people don't realize that obstacle isn't a curse, it's a gift in disguise. Let me explain what I mean. Every challenge you face has two choices hidden within it. You can let it stop you, hold you down, and make you feel small. Or you can decide to face it, to rise to the occasion, and to grow into someone who's not only capable of overcoming it, but also stronger because of it. The choice is always yours, and it starts with a shift in how you view the problem. Think about some of the most incredible breakthroughs in history. The light bulb was born out of countless failures. Airplanes came from people daring to defy gravity. Even today's most inspiring leaders and innovators have stories of hitting rock bottom. What separates them from the rest isn't that they were lucky or smarter than everyone else, it's that they chose to see their obstacles as stepping stones rather than barriers. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. The biggest challenges you faced, weren't they also the moments that taught you the most? Maybe it was a time when you lost everything and had to start over, only to discover a strength within yourself you didn't know existed. Or maybe it was a difficult decision, one that forced you to grow in ways you never thought possible. Obstacles don't just test us, they reveal us. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds great, but in the middle of a storm, it's hard to see the sunshine, and you're absolutely right. When you're in the thick of it, when the pressure is on, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. But here's where the magic happens when you train yourself to reframe challenges as opportunities. You take back control. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your own future. Imagine looking at a setback and saying, this is happening for me, not to me. Imagine the power in that perspective. Suddenly the obstacle isn't a dead end, it's a doorway. It's the push you needed to grow, to innovate, to rise to a new level of yourself. Every time you face a challenge and conquer it, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever believed. That confidence builds momentum, and momentum creates transformation. So the next time life throws you a curveball, take a deep breath. Don't ask, why me? Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? Because I promise you, every obstacle holds a lesson, a breakthrough, a gift. You just have to choose to see it. That shift in mindset is where the real journey begins. Every single achievement in life begins with one thing, a decision. And I don't mean the casual, half-hearted kind of decision that most people make every day. I'm talking about the kind of decision that burns bridges, the kind that leaves no room for retreat, the kind that declares no matter what it takes, I will overcome this. That's the power of a true decision. It sets your mind, your energy, and your actions into motion like nothing else can. Think about it. How often do people allow themselves to be paralyzed by indecision? They wait. They hesitate. They tell themselves, I'll try again tomorrow, or maybe it's not the right time, but deep down, they know the truth. It's not time they're waiting for, it's courage. They're hoping the situation will somehow become easier or that someone else will come to fix it for them. But the reality is, life doesn't wait. The longer you delay, the bigger the obstacle seems to grow, and the harder it feels to take that first step. When you decide to take control, truly decide, you unlock a kind of energy that can move mountains. It's not about knowing all the answers or having the perfect plan. It's about committing to the fight, no matter what comes your way. Because here's the thing, clarity follows commitment. Once you decide, once you say, this is my path, you start to see solutions you couldn't see before. Opportunities begin to appear. People show up to help. But none of that happens until you take that first step. Every major breakthrough in life starts with a moment of decision. Think about a time when you made a choice that changed everything. Maybe it was deciding to leave a toxic situation. Maybe it was saying yes to a challenge that scared you. Or maybe it was simply deciding not to give up when everything in you wanted to quit. Those moments of decision are where your power lies. They're where you prove to yourself that you are not at the mercy of your circumstances, you are the creator of your future. What stops most people from making these decisions is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. But here's the truth, fear isn't the enemy. Fear is a signal. It's telling you that you're standing on the edge of growth, on the brink of a breakthrough. And the only way to move past that fear is to act in spite of it. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to move forward while you're still afraid. Every time you make a bold decision, you send a message to yourself, to the world, to whatever higher power you believe in, that you're ready. Ready to face the challenge. Ready to grow. Ready to take control of your life. And that kind of energy is contagious. It inspires others. It creates momentum. And it turns obstacles into opportunities. So don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Don't wait for someone to save you, because they won't. Decide right now that you are bigger than whatever you're facing. Decide that this is your moment to rise. Because when you make that decision, everything changes. Your focus sharpens. Your actions align with your vision. And slowly but surely, you begin to turn the impossible into the inevitable. Imagine for a moment that you have just been handed the most challenging situation of your life. Maybe it's a massive career setback, a personal crisis, or a goal that feels impossibly out of reach. In this moment, you are flooded with emotions, fear, doubt, confusion. The natural reaction is to panic, to give up, or to ask yourself, why is this happening to me? But what if the true power wasn't in fighting against those feelings, but in mastering them? What if the key to overcoming this obstacle lies not in changing the world around you, but in changing the way you respond to it? This is where mindset comes into play. The way you view a challenge will determine whether it breaks you or makes you stronger. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It has the ability to shape your reality, to push you forward or pull you back, depending on how you train it. If you can harness your mind, you can conquer any obstacle. But here's the secret, it all begins with your thoughts. If you focus on fear, doubt, and negativity, those things will become your reality. But if you focus on resilience, belief, and the conviction that you will find a way, something incredible happens. Your mind begins to create solutions. It becomes your ally, not your enemy. Think of the greatest athletes, performers, and entrepreneurs. They don't just rely on their physical abilities or external circumstances to achieve greatness. They rely on their minds. They cultivate an unshakable belief in their ability to succeed, even in the face of overwhelming odds. When they encounter failure or difficulty, they don't see it as a sign that they are incapable. They see it as a lesson, a part of the process, an opportunity to refine their skills and strategies. They stay focused on the end goal, not the temporary setbacks. It's the same with anyone who has ever achieved something truly remarkable. They didn't get there by avoiding adversity. They got there by facing adversity with a mindset that refused to quit. They understood that obstacles were not threats, but signals that they were on the right path. The bigger the obstacle, the greater the reward on the other side. The challenge isn't something to fear, it's something to welcome, because it's an opportunity to grow, learn, and push beyond your perceived limits. This doesn't mean that mastering your mindset is easy. It's a practice, one that requires constant effort and commitment. But it is the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't. The key to overcoming any obstacle is not to wait for the circumstances to change, but to change how you approach them. Instead of asking, why me, start asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze you, let it fuel you. When you begin to think like this, you shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active participant in creating the outcome you desire. The mind, once trained to look for solutions and opportunities, will guide you to them. So the next time you face an obstacle, ask yourself, how can I turn this into an opportunity? What can I learn from this? What is this challenge teaching me about my own strength? When you master your mindset, you unlock a new level of power, resilience, and creativity. And once you do that, there is no obstacle you cannot overcome. In the journey of overcoming obstacles, it's not enough to simply wish things would improve. We must take action, and not just any action, but focused, deliberate, and strategic action. Success isn't just a matter of hoping for the best, it's about using the resources at your disposal and taking the next right step, no matter how small it may seem. When you face a challenge, the first thing to remember is that you don't have to do everything all at once. The most effective way to conquer an obstacle is to break it down into manageable pieces and take consistent action, one step at a time. This is where a clear plan and focused effort come into play. Many people falter because they try to tackle everything at once or get overwhelmed by the sheer size of the problem. The key to overcoming any obstacle is to focus on what you can control right now. Start with the first step, then the next, and keep moving forward. It's in this progression, this consistency, that you begin to create momentum. You don't need to know every step ahead of you, you just need to take the first one. This principle can be seen in every success story, whether it's in business, sports, or personal growth. Take someone like an entrepreneur who's just starting out. The road ahead may seem long, filled with uncertainty, competition, and failure. But the entrepreneur doesn't let the fear of failure stop them. Instead, they focus on taking the next step, creating the product, reaching out to potential customers, or building a network. Each action is a small but significant move towards their goal. The key isn't to wait for everything to fall into place, it's to create movement by taking action, no matter how imperfect. This principle also works in personal development. Think of a person striving to improve their health and fitness. They don't wake up one day and run a marathon. Instead, they take small steps every day, choosing healthier foods, committing to exercise, and learning to manage stress. Over time, those small steps add up, and the results start to compound. This is the magic of consistent, focused action. No single effort may seem significant at the moment, but over time, they add up to massive change. Another critical element of overcoming obstacles through action is adaptability. The world is unpredictable, and obstacles rarely come in the form we expect. This means that while it's important to have a plan, it's equally important to be flexible enough to adjust when things don't go according to plan. Adaptability is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. When faced with unexpected challenges, successful people don't abandon their goals, they simply find new ways to reach them. They look at the problem, identify what's within their control, and adapt their approach accordingly. This combination of consistency, adaptability, and focus is how you make progress in the face of adversity. It's easy to get stuck in the frustration of what's not working, but the key to overcoming any obstacle is to focus on the actions you can take right now and adjust as needed. There will be setbacks along the way, but each one is simply a chance to learn, improve, and move forward with even greater clarity. The only way through is forward, and with each step you take, you are building the momentum you need to overcome whatever stands in your way. The most profound truth about obstacles is that they don't just push us towards success, they also reveal who we truly are. Every obstacle we face is more than just a test of our abilities, it's a challenge that uncovers the strength, resilience, and character within us. What many people fail to realize is that the reward for overcoming an obstacle isn't just the achievement of a goal. It's the transformation of who we become in the process. When you face an obstacle, it's easy to focus solely on the end result, getting to the other side of the challenge. You think, once I finish this, everything will be better, but the reality is that overcoming any challenge is more than just about achieving an outcome. It's about who you become as you grow through the struggle. Each obstacle offers the opportunity to forge a stronger version of yourself. One that is more determined, more capable, and more aware of your potential. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you with their achievements and their resilience. What stands out is not just the things they've accomplished, but the character they've built along the way. They've learned to persevere, to stay calm in the face of adversity, and to keep pushing forward, even when the odds were stacked against them. It's in those moments of struggle that they discover new layers of themselves that they didn't know existed. You see, obstacles have a way of stripping away the things that don't serve us and highlighting the traits that make us strong. They challenge us to go beyond our limits, to tap into reserves of strength we didn't even know we had. Every time you push through a difficult situation, you add a new chapter to your personal story, one where you become a little braver, a little more confident, and a lot more confident and a lot more capable of handling whatever comes next. It's also important to recognize that the obstacles you face today are not the same as the ones you faced in the past. As you grow, your challenges will evolve, and with each new obstacle, you're being prepared for a higher level of achievement. The person you are today, with all the wisdom and strength you've gained from past struggles, is more equipped to handle the challenges of tomorrow. Obstacles don't just make us stronger, they also give us the experience and wisdom needed to take on even bigger challenges. And here's the beauty of it all: the more you embrace obstacles and see them as opportunities for growth, the more you begin to enjoy the journey itself. It's not about waiting for a smooth path or a perfect situation. It's about finding joy in the process of becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient with every step. Obstacles become less about surviving and more about thriving as you learn to embrace the lessons they bring. In the end, the true reward of overcoming any obstacle is the person you become in the process. The challenges you face, the fears you overcome, and the strength you build are all part of a larger transformation that leads to a life of greater fulfillment and purpose. So the next time you encounter an obstacle, don't just look at it as a hurdle to overcome. See it as an opportunity to become a greater version of yourself. Because when you emerge on the other side, you won't just have achieved something, you'll have become someone who can face anything with unwavering confidence and strength. The greatest transformation in life often occurs when we stop seeing obstacles as burdens and start viewing them as stepping stones. These challenges don't just come to test us, they come to help us realize our true potential and prepare us for a level of success we may not yet see. It's easy to get caught up in the frustration, the setbacks, and the seeming unfairness of a tough situation. But what if the struggles you're facing today are the very things that will lead you to an entirely new level of achievement, fulfillment, and purpose? Think about the people you admire most in the world, whether they're well-known leaders, entrepreneurs, or even people in your personal life. What made them stand out isn't just that they faced obstacles, it's that they found a way to turn those obstacles into fuel for their success. In their moments of greatest struggle, they didn't quit or give in. They stayed focused, kept moving forward, and ultimately emerged stronger and more capable than ever before. You see, success isn't just the result of overcoming a singular challenge, it's the compound effect of many obstacles faced and conquered along the way. Every time you face something difficult and push through it, you build not just external accomplishments, but internal strength and wisdom. The more you conquer, the more your capacity to overcome grows. Each victory, no matter how small, adds another layer to your character, strengthening your resolve and enhancing your abilities to face future challenges. This concept is incredibly powerful because it shifts your entire perspective. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, you begin to see them as the very experiences that will prepare you for the next level of your journey. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become more aligned with your true purpose. Each obstacle is a piece of the puzzle, and the more pieces you collect, the clearer the picture becomes. But let's face it, sometimes it's difficult to see that larger picture when you're in the middle of a struggle. You may feel lost or disheartened, wondering if it's even worth continuing. That's normal. Everyone feels that way at some point. However, it's in those exact moments that the transformation is happening. Even if you can't see the immediate rewards or results, the process of enduring, learning, and growing from each challenge is preparing you for something greater down the road. The strength you're building now will be the foundation upon which your future success is built. And here's the key: the greatest rewards don't always come immediately after an obstacle is overcome. Often the real rewards come later, after you've had time to reflect on how much you've changed and how far you've come. When you look back, you realize that the tough moments were exactly what you needed to propel yourself forward to unlock new potential, develop new skills, and uncover deeper layers of confidence and resilience that you didn't know existed within you. So the next time you face an obstacle, instead of resisting it or wishing it away, try to embrace it. Trust that in some way this challenge is leading you to something greater. Know that you're growing in ways you may not even understand yet. And when you overcome it, and you won't just be celebrating the victory, you'll be celebrating the transformation you went through to get there. Because true success isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about who you become along the way.